What's up, YouTube? This is King of Games 86. I'm going to be doing a deck profile on Prophecies post Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy, since I got 2 of my 3 judgments Saturday. The other one's coming in from eBay, so I'll just go on and get right into it. Of course, 3 High Priestess, the boss of the deck. 3 Magician, the Stratos, searches a spell book. 2 Veiler to deal with those pesky effects. 2 Justice for in-phase Judgment Day shenanigans. 1 Sook. The reason I run her is because at the regionals I'm going to in Madison on the 1st, I'm expecting probably a lot of Evil Swarm, and she's really good. When she's summoned, she flips Ophion face down and then allows me to go into Priestess, and she can't be bottom list. She can be Fiendish Chain, but 99% of the time when I summon her, I'm going to have a Wisdom in hand. 1 Jowgen, because he's our theme, Fossil Dyna. Onto the spells. 3 Secrets, self-explanatory. Search any card in the deck, any spellbook card in the deck. This is my proxy for Judgment. Made a deal with a guy at our sneak peek, and I pulled one out of my first pack, and then 3 packs later he pulled one. And then I bought my 3rd on eBay. 3 Upstarts, just for the easy spell counter access to Judgment. 2 Masters, so I can copy any of my other spell books. 2 Tower, to make sure I keep recycling. And this is really, really good against Eradicator Epidemic, because even if it's in your hand, when it's destroyed, you still get its effect off, so you still get to special summon a spellcaster. 2 Fates, arguably one of the best cards in the deck. 2 Wisdom, to make sure that my opponent doesn't try and mess over any of my strategies. This is my proxy for power. I can't find my other common. I'm really too lazy to look for it at the moment. I'll probably get it tomorrow. 1 Day of Peace, just because it's also easy spell counter access to Judgment, and you also get to draw a card off of it, so it's kind of like a 3rd or a 4th Upstart. 1 Life, you don't really need more than 1. It's searchable. You can discard it, add it to your hand with Judgment during your end phase, and discard it, and then copy it with Master next turn. 1 Book, just because it's a great card. 1 Storm, pretty self-explanatory. Only 1 Eternity. I found that with the build I'm trying to use, 2 of them can be pretty dead, because a lot of times I would open up a Justice and one of these, and that wouldn't do me any good. I couldn't get Justice's effect, so I cut it down and added the 2nd Power, so now it goes off a lot faster. Onto the traps. 1 Torrential, just because I want to get rid of anything that could hurt my setup. And 3 T-Roar, just to stall. Now, the thing about this that I've been hearing a lot of is, oh, why don't you main Dark Hole or Monster Reborn or MST? Those cards are great, don't get me wrong, but every spell card I should be able to use at any given point in time. So if I need counters for Judgment, then Dark Hole or Monster Reborn isn't going to help me out a whole awful lot. especially if I'm going first. I mean, a first turn MST is great, but what am I going to activate it on? Now for the side deck, one Kaiku, just because he actually stops Cercion and it stops E-Dragons from removing from the grave. One Breaker, because I can summon him against Evil Swarm, pop a back row, and then play power on him. Two Droll and Lock for the mirror match. Two Max C for against decks that special summon a whole lot, like Wind-Ups, Mermail, E-Dragons. Two Rivalry. The thing about this card that I love so much is that if you get this out against Evil Swarm, you're pretty much going to game them, because they don't main MSTs, and a lot of times they'll side them, but they won't side them in against Prophecy, because we hardly run any back row, so they're not going to expect it. One Trap Stun to deal with rogue decks and other decks that use a lot of traps. One other Torrential to deal with monster spammy decks like Karakuri, E-Dragons, Mermail, anything that can put a bunch of monsters on the board that I don't like. Two D-Fissure for Mermail, E-Dragons, so they can't get the babies, anything that revolves around the graveyard. And three Mystical Space Typhoons, because I side deck them against heavy back row decks like Evil Swarm and Dino Rabbit and stuff like that. Now for my extra deck. The only thing I'm missing in here is Dracosac. I'm hoping to make a deal with it either tomorrow or sometime before the next regional on June 1st. If I don't get one, it's not that big of a deal, since we don't use our extra deck a whole lot. We have it because it's there. But, one Hierophant, one Big Eye, one Cowboy. I usually don't go into rank 4s. This is just some of my favorite rank 4s that I just threw in. One Dweller, one Maestroke. I usually make rank 2s and rank 7s most of all. Degusto Phoenix. And Gachi Gachi. And then for the Synchros, Crimson Blader. Card is awesome against Mermail and E-Dragons. Scrap Dragon, just because. Stardust. Black Rose. Arcanite. TG Hyper Librarian. And Ally of Justice Catastor. I'm pretty confident with going into the regionals with this. I'm probably going to tweak it a little bit more before then, but I haven't even gotten my invite yet, so I'm hoping to get it when I go there, because the Nats mat is just so friggin' awesome. But hopefully I'll have some more videos up tomorrow. I plan on going to our local shop and putting some on YouTube. But yeah, just leave a comment or message below and just let me know what y'all think.